Hey guys, welcome back to the Noodle Life. Today I've got something a little bit different, and it's actually something I've never tried before. This is Haidilao self-heating hot pot. So basically, if you've ever heard of Haidilao, they're one of the world's famous hot pot restaurants. They're a Chinese chain, and I've been to one, fairly expensive. Good food. I actually really liked their tomato flavor soup base. So I saw this in the store and figured I'd give it a try. Apparently what it is it's a hot pot in a pot. I guess you can take it with you, you can take it camping. All you need for this is cool water. It's self-heating, so you don't need hot water, you don't need a stove or anything. You basically just need enough water to put into, I'm assuming what would be the soup base. And then there's a self-heating element in here that we'll check out. But first thing, let me take off this plastic because the glare from the lights is kind of annoying. Okay, let's see. Try not to cut myself. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. All right, we've got cooking instructions, which seem to be fairly straightforward. Like this: when take this product out, please also bring drinking water. All right, we'll do that. I have plenty of drinking water. Here are all the nutrition facts on the back. Now, this feels pretty heavy. I would say this feels like it's at least a pound, but the calories don't really seem like there's all that much in here. It says there's one container or one serving per container. You have 90 calories for the pickled vegetables, 210 for the hot pot seasoning, which we're probably not going to drink. So you're not going to get all the calories from that. You have the seasoned beef, that's 120 calories, and then 90 calories for the noodles themselves. I'm really wondering if that's correct because it doesn't seem like it would be. Here are all the ingredients. Quite a lot of stuff. Let's see, it contains soybean, wheat, sulfites. It's produced in the USA. So tomato flavor hot pot seasoning and seasoned beef are produced in the USA. The rest ingredients are from China. Interesting, I've never seen that before. Let's see, oh, one other thing I forgot to mention. So let's take a look at the sodium. So sodium isn't horrible. Again, most of it is going to be in the broth itself, which we're not going to drink. So it's really just the pickled vegetables that have most of them. All right, well, I say we get this open and see what's inside. Let's see here. Slide this off. I want to keep the label looking nice. Here's the Haidilao logo. Looks like a little vent hole there. Now this is actually fairly substantial plastic. The lid seems locked in. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, let's see what we have. Oh man, so here are the pickled vegetables. Usually in a soup packet, these tend to be just a little square that you add to your soup. This thing is like, now I know where all the weight was from. All right, so one serving per container, 90 calories. So that adds up. I mean, there's not gonna be many calories in pickled vegetables. All right, there's our block of pickled vegetables. Here's the vermicelli. And what's funny is there's almost no, it feels like there are almost no noodles to this. So this is mostly gonna be pickled vegetables, at least from what I can see. Seasoned beef. Looks like a smaller portion. And the soup base. Tomato flavor hot pot seasoning. Yeah, now that I see everything in here, this is definitely just for one person. So if you're a large family and you have, this is gonna be your only food, if you go camping or just for a picnic for the day, I would get at least one of these for every person or every two people if you have other things that you're bringing along. But, you know, if this tastes good, this would be an awesome thing just to grab off the shelf and take on a quick picnic or even go hiking with. You wouldn't want to go far because it's pretty heavy. Okay, so here is the bowl that we're going to be making everything in. And here is the heating pack. So I'm guessing this heating pack is very similar to what they put in MREs, you know, military or meals ready to eat for the military. You put these in a bag with a little bit of water. Whatever chemicals are in here react to that water and it heats up and basically steams the food. So I'm assuming that's how this is gonna work. Oh look, I guess if you're camping, they even give you a little accessory packet. Let's see what's in here. Okay, so what is this for? Let's see. No. This looks like the end of something pokey. Well, we've got a spoon. That's good. I'm not sure what this, oh wait, there's another one in there. Oh, I see. Okay. So, chopsticks. This is kind of smart. So they don't have to use two, so they fit in here. You basically take your chopsticks and have to assemble them yourself. There you go. Takes quite a bit of force actually. Ah. There, chopsticks. Perfect, I didn't have to bring my own. These are actually quite substantial. I'm surprised, they're really tough. All right, bonus. Those off to the side. Got a kind of little flimsy napkin, but it'll do. And finally, this kind of fell out, just a little toothpick. So we are all set. I really didn't need to bring stuff because they give it all to you. All right, so let's go back to the instructions. Okay, first thing, we have to empty everything into our bowl, and then we add water to the fill line. Then we add water in here, and we drop our heating packet in, cover everything and let it sit for 15 minutes, and we should be good to go. Okay. Well, let's start here. Move this out of the way. Okay. Start with our pickled vegetables. A little tear tab on here. This thing is really solid. There's a little hiss from the vacuum seal. Oh man, look at those. See some lotus root in there. What looks to be some seaweed. Kind of want to try a bit of this first and see how pickled this really is. That's really good. It's also nice and fresh and still very crunchy. Okay. Now I see why they make this kind of the main component. There's some bamboo shoot. Looks like some good stuff. Mainly lotus roots and seaweed. So I think this is gonna be good. I'm assuming this is a bit of mushroom. I'm not sure what kind, but it definitely looks like fungus. Let's see. Let's put our seasoned beef in. This doesn't seem like it's as well packed, or maybe there's just juice in here. Looks like there's just one piece of beef in there. Smelling it, it's kind of like a beef jerky. I'm gonna go and take a little taste of this thing. Feels pretty dry. Yeah, it's like kind of like a beef jerky. It's the best way to describe it. Most of the flavor is coming from the sauce that's in there, and it's very dry. I think they just took, it almost seems like they just took leftover meat and kind of made it into a patty. Let's see here. Yeah, see how it's just breaking up? I don't know if that's all one piece of meat or what, but yeah, I don't see that being the hero of this. I think it's going to be the vegetables. Okay, we'll do the vermicelli and then put the seasoning on top of everything. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's the tab, and I can feel it. It's like a block of vermicelli in there. It's very light. And there's, oh, those are really thin noodles. Get those out. I want to be very careful with these. They seem fragile. Okay, and last but not least, our tomato flavor hot pot seasoning. Now, when I went to Haidilao, I had the tomato flavoring along with their spicy, very much a Szechuan soup base, and both were delicious. I think this one was my favorite between the two, so I'm excited to try this. Let's see in there. Almost looks like a oily ketchup. Let me take a smell. That's really good. You know what? Let me see here. Yep. It actually tastes a little bit like ketchup. It's kind of funny, but it's a lot more savory. It's not nearly as sweet. Pour that in. See all the oil? Okay, got that done. I've also got a mess of trash here. I'm assuming that is the fill line. It's all in Mandarin. I've got a little oil on my fingers. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I'm guessing that's the fill line. We'll go with that. There are arrows pointing to it. No English writing, just Chinese. So let's fill that up. Got my water here. Getting it all over the place. Perfect. Okay. Stir the sauce in a bit. Flip these noodles. You know, I should have put the sauce in earlier. Oh well, I'll know for next time. Okay. So I think that's good. Okay. Now it's time for this. I'm assuming you take it out of the package, otherwise water would never get to the heating element. Oh, this napkin is coming in handy. Gotta get all this tomato off of my fingers. Okay, let's try this again. Let's see here. Why make life hard? Okay, there we go. Do not put that in your soup. So, put this aside for a moment. All right, where is the fill line? Okay, so similar characters. That's the fill line. You do not need a lot of water for these. There, that should be good. Trust me, I've overfilled these on occasion. Not these, but MREs. And they get quite wild when they get hot. So shake that up a little bit. Place that right in there. Let's see if we can see any reaction happen before I put the pot in. starting to balloon up a little bit, but I'm not feeling any heat yet. Usually what happens in an MRE is when you put these in, pretty quickly they start, oh, there it goes. Yep, starts doing that. All right. Ooh, that's hot. That got hot quick. Okay, so we'll let that go for 15 minutes and then we can eat. Sounds like it's coming along nicely. It's really steaming up in there. You can't really see it coming out of the hole too much, but you can hear it. So while it's doing its thing, I'll talk about how much I paid for this. So I actually found this on sale in a Chinese market, and it was $13. So I'm expecting a lot. For $13, I mean, this is a cool setup, and you could take it camping with you, you could take it on a picnic, whatever, and it's all self-contained. You just need water. So yeah, I can justify some of the price with that, but this had better taste pretty good. That beef was so I'm expecting a lot from the vegetables and the soup base, and it's only for one person. If you had 4 people and this is what you were gonna eat for lunch, that's a pricey lunch. I mean, you might as well drive somewhere and go get something to eat. So we'll see. I think for the novelty of it, this is really cool. And if you and your friends were out someplace and you had these and you're like, hey, let's have some hot pot. You just start mixing it, throw some water in, and boom, you've got hot pot. Yeah, it's kind of a cool experience. Not something you can get every day. The wait is finally over. It's been 15 minutes. This thing is still steaming along, actually more than it was earlier before. The package itself is radiating a lot of heat, so I've got to be careful when I'm opening this not to burn myself. All right, the best way to do this, let's try from over here. Ooh, look at that. Well, the soup isn't boiling, but the noodles are definitely cooked. And that thing is still going along strong. So I think what I'm going to do is take this out of the container, put that aside, let it finish whatever it's doing, and we'll give the soup a try. Ooh, it's hot. Let me grab a towel. I don't see a good way to do this without getting burned. Ooh, that's hot. Well, looks like this is pretty much done. Still quite a bit of heat coming off of it. Bit of an odd smell coming from that pack. I hope it didn't translate into the food. Okay. That thing's gonna be making noise all while we're trying to do this. There you go. Put this somewhere else so we don't have to listen to it. So here we have everything. I kind of take back what I said about the noodles earlier. I don't know if they're done. Let me see if the soup, how hot it is. Nice little spoon. Smells really good. Soup base is delicious. It actually tastes very close to the one I had in the actual restaurant. And I think in the restaurant, the soup base alone was something like $20 or $23 just for the soup base, not the stuff you put in it. So by that margin, this is actually a deal. Now this is warm, but it's not hot. You're not gonna, risk burning yourself by drinking this soup right away. So I would actually like this to be a bit hotter. Okay, let's try a little bit of these noodles on their own. Now, one thing I've noticed is the oil from this tomato soup base is getting on everything. So I'm gonna grab a little bowl. I mean, the sauce and everything looks great. Let's see. The noodles don't taste done at all. They're still quite chewy. I think they needed this to actually boil a little bit for them to get cooked all the way. And they actually tasted a little bit cool, like lukewarm. This isn't hot. Let me try the meat. Sounds like the neighbor is back at it with the leaf blower, so I apologize. All right, let's try the random chunk of meat. Yeah, the meat doesn't taste good. It tastes like leftover beef jerky that someone pressed into a patty and then cooked in a soup. And it's not, yeah, definitely not too good. Let's see. The one thing I really did like earlier were these lotus roots. So let's try that. Attached with a little noodle. Lotus root, still delicious. So one thing I'm really noticing is this tomato broth has a savory taste to it, but there's also a lot of vinegar. It has some good acidic quality to it, which is a nice offset to the pickled vegetables. Goes really well with noodles when they're cooked properly. And it actually kind of works with the beef. I just wish the beef didn't taste as fake, as processed. If it was a little bit fresher, I think I'd enjoy it a lot more, but let me try another chunk. Yeah, that doesn't taste too good. I mean, I'll eat it, but for $13, I expected a lot more from this. The vegetables are definitely where it's at. Let's try some of the seaweed. The seaweed is good, but it's mushy. So there's no bite to it. Let's see. Try the bamboo shoot. It's a big piece of bamboo shoot. That's got some crunch to it. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? Since this is only kind of lukewarm and the noodles aren't cooked all the way, I'm gonna cheat and put it in the microwave, because I would say as is, I would not buy this again. For $13, you get a little bowl of soup with a serving of noodles, some vegetables, and this weird beef that you may or may not like. And it doesn't get hot enough. So if you're out and you're camping and you want a hot meal, this is gonna get lukewarm. It definitely did not get hot enough. I think by the time I took this out, it had been well over 15 minutes, and it's still, I don't think it was gonna get any hotter than it already is. All right, so I'll pop this in the microwave, maybe try it for a minute and see what happens. So it only took about 30 seconds for this to start boiling a little bit, which I'm hoping is enough. I doubt these noodles have cooked much more, but you know me, the Mien man, I'm always willing to try noodles. Let's see here. They feel a little bit better. That did the trick with the noodles. They're better. They would not be my first choice, but it's something that I wouldn't mind eating now. Before, they were just kind of gross. So I think I'm just gonna stick to these vegetables, because the vegetables are where it's at. I know it's not the best thing, but I'm gonna keep going on this beef. Give it a fair shake. Yeah, that beef literally just tastes like something that came out of a packet. I'm assuming this is bamboo shoot. Let's see. Let's try a couple of the different components with the noodles. And we got to try it all together, right? Let's see here. Come on. These chopsticks are a little short. Well, it's gonna be quite the mouthful, but who cares? Come on. No, I'm gonna make a mess. All right, let's just go for it. There we go. That's the way to do it. Got to just get the noodles with the other components, and then the dish kind of works. See, I think there should be some more beef in here. Oh, there it is. Come on, mystery meat. There we go. All right, let's try the beef with it. See if that redeems the beef in any way. You know, in that situation, the beef actually kind of works. Have it with a big piece of lotus root. Let's see, I'm gonna take some soup broth, pour it in my bowl here. If you could see the sink behind me, let's see if I can show you. So if I move the camera, I mean, that tomato, the oil from that tomato base is just getting everywhere. I think that should be good. All right, I'm just gonna slurp all this up in one big bite. That is good. This soup base is definitely the hero. Soup base with the vegetables. The noodles, I wouldn't really just eat them on, like slip them out. I would add them with some of the soup base, eat them up with the vegetables. The meat, oh, here's another piece. Let me see if I just have it on the noodles. I think this is it for my noodles. You don't get very much. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, that's it for my noodles. So the beef kind of works when you have it with this other stuff because it doesn't taste quite as processed. It gives you a different mouthfeel where you have the crunchy, you have the mushy, and then you kind of have the beef. It all works together. But there are so many other noodle soups on the market where you get better noodles, really good soup broth, and you know, the vegetables in here are actually top notch, but it's not worth $13. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of these vegetables, which begs the question, is bamboo shoot a vegetable? It's definitely not a fruit. And if it's not a vegetable, what is it? I mean, essentially it's just a piece of grass. Oh man, that is crunchy. Okay, so that is it for these Haidilao beef self-heating hot pot noodles. So this is the tomato flavor. In all, I would say it's fun to try. If you see it and you want to pick it up, go for it, try it. But anyway, that's it for this episode. So hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time. Bye guys.